Last week was just we thought it was maybe a throwaway game, and didn't really care what happened. It's all right. Oh, we're live? No, it's all right.
Welcome to Game 2, Season 23, the year of 2025. My name is Spencer Bogad, and I am joined here up in the sacred scorekeeping box behind home plate by my colleague Jimbo Slice, the wreath taker, Stout. How are you, sir?
I'm great. I'm happy to be here with you. Kind of a surprise pull here into the booth, but I'm happy to be here with you.
Well, now let me ask you, why do they call you wreath taker? That one just kind of came out of nowhere.
The wreath taker, it's so I used to just despise Christmas as a kid, and to ruin other kids' Christmases, I would steal wreaths off their door and replace it with just a picture of myself holding bags of coal. Yeah, that's pretty much how I got the name.
Well, that makes sense. Now, let me break this game down for everybody that's watching here today. We got a great matchup, perfect weather. It's about 75 degrees, sunny. And, we're just a week away from Season 23 of SWBL. But you know what? We're getting started a little early with a little devilish matchup between the Orioles and the Rockies. Now, let's break down these lineups here. For the Orioles, we have Brett Spencer, who's on the mound, Sam Skibby in right, Peter Light in left, and their lineup is Sam Skibby leading it off, Jackson Crosley as their extra hitter, Brett Spencer hitting third, and Peter Light batting fourth. Now the Rockies on the other side of things, they're a team that's won plenty of championships in their time, but they're coming off a couple years of some down years that I know they're looking to turn around, led by their co-captainship, Brian Kenny and Blake Spencer, who are going to be leading off 1-2 for us. Scott Summerfeld, who we'll get into him in a little bit later in our telecast, and Adam North batting fourth, who's former Rookie of the Year. Jimmy, give me a player from each team on the offensive side of the ball that's you're looking for being kind of an X factor for these teams today.
I think today for the Rockies, you're going to see Blake Spencer start off his season hot. He's due for a big year, and I think he's going to start it off in this game. Now, on the other side with the Orioles, I think you're just going to see a big game from, of course, Mr. Sam Skibby. The guy is just steady all around. He's good looking, and he's got good cooking.
You know what? That's a great breakdown, and that's why you're up here in the box with me. Now, we're getting started about 9 minutes early, which is good for me because I actually have a pool party going on at my house right now, and when I scheduled that, I totally forgot that I agreed to do this.
Yeah.
So
and the pool looks great, by the way.
Thank you.
You did a great job.
Yeah, the pool's looking good. Lots of little toddlers and kids swimming over there, but nonetheless, I'll have some urine to get out of there later tonight.
A little bit.
And this game's getting started off, and these two players, Brian Kenny here at the plate, facing off against Brett Spencer, they're no strangers.
No.
I wish I could pull up their stats off each other historically, but you just have to know that these two guys have faced each other plenty of times in their past.
And BK being very patient here. I believe the count is maybe 5-0. Brett has not hit the zone once except right there. And that is the famous Top Gun pitch.
Just swing and a miss. And good eye by Brian Kenny. Last year BK was inducted as a Hall of Fame inductee. He's won the Platinum Hands a couple times, and last year he had a solid year. His highest average since 2016, he had 536, which was good enough for 18th in the league. So right there, middle of the pack, and he draws the walk, which is a great start for the Rockies.
Making Brett work. No, am I mistaken here? Is Jason Worsenholm no longer a Rocky this season?
Jason Worsenholm is no longer a Rocky. He's actually on my team, the Twins. We poached him as Ed Lodonen announced his retirement, yet still wants to be on the roster. So we're not really quite sure what's going on there.
Kind of a loss for the Rockies, wouldn't you say?
I would say loss to the Rockies, gain for the Twins. He's a very solid player. He's a guy that can pitch. He's a guy that can hit. He's a guy that can run. He's a guy that can field. He's a guy that can do what we like to call, and I know this is a little inside baseball. Oh, nice play by Peter Light. Nice play by Peter Light for the out. It's a little inside baseball. We like to call Jason the type of guy that can do, quote-unquote, a little bit of everything.
Nice.
End quote.
End quote. Nice.
Never
heard that one before.
Yeah, it's unique to our team, but it's something that it's in our analytics, when we scout players. So now there's Brett with the top gun to Scott Summerfeld. Now Scott Summerfeld has not played in the Skibby Wiffle Ball League since 2014. That year he played with the Rockies, went 5 for 8, 3 bombs. A solid player. Before that, he last played in 2008. So, he's filling in for, their guy that's missing, and Tony.
Mr. Tony Cochran.
He's a good guy. He's a good friend to know that, hey, this guy, he played at Missouri, University of Missouri, played baseball there. Great, solid baseball player. But unfortunately, could not quite get it done because, in order to be successful in this league, you have to be even higher of an athlete than Division I. You have to be borderline professional.
I'd almost go the other way. Sometimes you got to be less of an
That's
athlete
true.
to be a really good wiffle ball player.
If you're a Division I athlete, you will not succeed in this league.
Yeah.
So, all right, that takes us to the bottom of the first inning. We have Chad Young on the bump here today. He is a guy that former SWBL winner, All-Star Game MVP. He's not a hitter, but when he does hit, he hits about once a year.
He does.
So you never know. We may get a surprise appearance here. I don't know if I would.
Well, he knows his role, and that is to throw knuckleballs and chuckle balls.
Now, while we wait for this bottom half of the inning to start, we'd like to thank our presenting sponsor, Four Hands Brewery Company. Thanks for treating our players like celebrities every time they come and see you. Check them out at their new Chesterfield Valley and Kirkwood locations. Four Hands Brewing Company. Ales without borders. And Jimmy, you know what else doesn't have a border?
What's that?
Love.
That's true.
Swing and a miss from Sam. Sam led the Orioles last year in home runs, RBIs, runs, ERA, and Ks, which is pretty much every category. He was second in ERA in the league, second in WHIP, first in Ks per inning pitch. Dominant season for him. Second in home runs to moi. And that one's going to be foul because it hit the tree. We all heard it. Those neon Orioles hats are kind of glaring. They're kind of distracting. I wonder if that's getting in Chad Young's mind there. Oh, and Sam Skibby lets that one go. He walks down to first base, and that brings us
Go ahead,
up.
brother. Get it. Get it out of the way.
Jackson Crosley, who many people in this league absolutely hate.
Yeah. For honestly,
good reasons.
Yes. Yeah.
Good reasons, If it's not
reasons right there.
if it's not just that stupid smile he has on his face, it's the body odor that trails behind him.
Yeah. And the fact that he doesn't change his socks all weekend.
Doesn't change his socks. He's just a complete loser.
Yeah.
So
once again, as he just hit a home run, the lesser athletes can hit home runs.
That's true. And is that one out? That's back-to-back Jacks. Jacks with the 2-run bomb. Brett Spencer with the solo shot. And that brings up Peter Light, who you know pretty well.
I do know very well. Never mind.
One thing to note about Peter this year, he's actually batting cleanup because he gained just about 4 pounds in the offseason. So he's kind of bulking up.
Yep.
Ready for Homer season, like I like to call it.
Just wanting to get back to his MVP form.
Jimmy,
that ball, he didn't even flinch after it hit him.
I just read what's in the prompter, so
yeah. What do you got in the prompter?
I'm just making sure I'm reading things right.
Oh, okay.
And Peter's having a hell of a bat here. You have to think the added weight really impacted his vision there. And Sam Skibby's up for the second time this inning. Let's see if he actually swings the bat. And he does. It's off Chad. And I think that's an error. We'll have to see what the official scorekeeper says. I mean, hit it right in the hands.
Our scorekeeper is to the right of us. Scorekeeper, how would you score that?
Error on the pitcher. And, sometimes we say you just lost yourself the gold glove. And right there, we really mean it. Ball one to the man that has not shaved his mustache since Obama's second term, Jackson Crosley, up to the plate. Swing and a miss.
You look
but
at Jackson, you would
ball.
think he still thinks Obama is president. Do we not have a home run sponsor?
We don't.
Oh. I'll sponsor it. I will give $1 to myself for every home run.
You know, an interesting fact about Jackson is he has golf tournaments for his birthday and doesn't invite certain people, and then when other people drop out, he makes a bunch of phone calls to people like me, and then we say, no, screw you, man.
Yeah.
Screw you.
If you're not thinking about me first.
Yeah, if I'm not on your original list.
Yeah.
All right, that walk brings up Brett Spencer, who homered in his first at-bat. And Brett Spencer is, you know, he's a guy that sometimes people can forget about. He is a 3-time championship playoff game MVP. And that's pretty darn good because a lot of people in this league will struggle under pressure, and pressure seems to make Brett really play at a higher level. So
It does. And he has struck
I
him
thought
out.
it was 3. And that strikeout is brought to you by SWBL Cannabis Dispensary, our philanthropy sponsor for season 23. SWBL and the SWBL will donating money to charity for every strikeout thrown in 2025. Swing early and swing often in season 23. Thank you, Brett Spencer, for making a very wise donation to SWBL and their philanthropy. Peter hits it right back to Chad Young with the
Chad
splits
Young.
like Michael Jackson. He's out of there.
It's the Chuck Berry out there.
And that'll do it.
Oh, we got a ball pick
That'll
up.
do it. That'll do it for the first inning. And you know what happens after a couple innings here? The players run out of balls, and they have to go pick up balls behind home plate. And this ball pickup is brought to you by SWBL Cannabis Dispensary. SWBL provides a clean, curated selection of premium cannabis from the best brands across the country, including its exclusive brand, Sense. SWBL has specialists at each location, always available in person to help guide a memorable and enlightening experience for their consumers. Visit them at any of their St. Louis and Missouri locations today.
Put that in your pipe and smoke it. That's all I got.
All right, we got the top of the second here. And you know, there's a lot of sponsors in this league that help make Memorial Day weekend happen, and you're gonna hear, and a
Adam
driver right field, and
North
is
off
he
the
gonna keep it in?
tree.
It's
It's
gone. Adam North puts the Rockies on the board. The DH and the fourth hitter really making an impact early in this game, Jimmy.
That's what they needed. BK back up to the plate. Getting
Big swing and a miss there from BK, but it don't matter because he puts bat on ball. He puts bat on ball. Now, last year, we already talked about BK last year, so we won't do that again.
Yeah, we won't talk about him this year either.
Now, before Adam North absolutely obliterated that ball, I was about to tell you about some of our sponsors. And we wouldn't be able to do this without them, so we want to give a big shout out to their division sponsors, Corner Pub and Grill, Ketting Eye Center, and Cardinal Blinds and Shutters for their loyal support throughout the years. Good luck to all the teams playing this year, and again, we could not do this without them, so please support the sponsors.
I might get some corner pub today.
Corner Pub is fantastic.
It is
Now,
very,
BK
very good.
BK is really working this count here. It's almost
is.
like he doesn't want to get out. And he
Draws
takes it from
another
2
walk?
strikes to start the at-bat to getting on first. Gives it to Blake Spencer, who probably rode his motorized scooter to the game, is what the teleprompter says. Is that true?
Yeah.
It's not true.
Actually,
Wow.
he doesn't own a hair dryer, so he just has to go really fast downhill in order to get the hair to look so perfect.
Now, an interesting fact about Blake, this just shows how long he's been playing. He has been voted to the all-decade team 2 different times. That's appearing in 2 different decades. So that's pretty impressive for a guy like him who's afraid of insects, you know?
Yeah.
Oh, wow. Brother on brother crime almost happened. Let's see if Blake can respond here. Lets it go.
Yeah, we
it
will
go.
be cicada free this year,
Cicada free.
which is nice. And hopefully storm free for this season.
Hopefully storm free. And that's another walk from Brett. You got to think that the Orioles are going to really be thinking about who's out there on the mound right now. Next up to the plate, Scott Summerfield. We were talking about him a little earlier. Last played in 2014. It's kind of like riding a bike, though, with some of these guys. We just get back out there and, swing that bat.
Yeah, just get a little loose. Get back into the swing of things, as they would say. Oh,
and a
putt.
swing and a miss. Again, that strikeout brought to you by Suede Cannabis Dispensary. Adam North homered at the top part of this inning. Let's see if he can do some more damage to really open this thing up for the Rockies.
Way out, not even close.
Not even close. You got to think Brett's really thinking about the pitch he threw him. Last time in a big swing and a miss. That was a home run swing from Adam there.
Oh, that just misses the zone there.
Mentioned this in the pregame, the very, very short pregame, that Adam was the 2022 Rookie of the Year, hit 500, 9 bombs. He's a guy that has played a ton of wiffle ball in an assortment of leagues. Let's see how big of a force he will be for the Rockies here. Big swing and a miss for Brett to get out of the inning there. And again, that strikeout is brought to you by Suede Cannabis Dispensary, and another ball pickup brought to you by Suede Cannabis Dispensary. Definitely appreciate their sponsorships for just about everything.
Throwing a lot of pitches when you have a ball pickup going on. The rumor is that they, kind of opposite of Bob Gibson, we had to raise the mound here. And it's not because of good pitching. It's just because Brett Spencer's so short that he was looking uphill.
Gravity.
At the strike zone.
Yeah.
So we've raised it 18 inches.
Yeah.
For him.
And now he's like on a normal plane with everybody else.
Yeah.
It is nice that the league really thought about that.
He's also a flat earther.
Now, we have some time here entering the bottom of the second inning. I'd like to tell you that we have a returning playoff sponsor, Ballast Dental Care. Whether you're hoisting the trophy or not, the end of Memorial Day weekend, your teeth will always be cared for like a winner at Ballast Dental Care. Let Charlie Bakula and the folks at Ballast Dental Care be your next dental team. When it comes to your teeth, they won't settle for anything less than excellence. Set your next appointment today. Sam Skibby starting the bottom of the second here, and we've got a score of 3-1. Mentioned before that Sam basically led this team in every statistical category last year, except for good looks. He did not lead them in that. That award definitely goes to Peter now that he gained the weight. Really working the count here from Chad, throwing that vintage knuckleball there.
Second in the league behind Jackson Crosley with bad breath.
Yes. Ballast Dental Care, thank you for running that promotion for us. Yeah, the Orioles actually had the top three winners of the Bad Breath Award last year. John Light coming in third.
Yep.
And another foul from Sam. Can he hone in on that knuckleball? He does. It's down the line.
Is he going to go
Let's
two?
see. He's got one for sure. Rounding the base hard there. BK smartly does not throw it. Just runs right at him like a gazelle. And that.
Brewer, get behind the fence, buddy.
Somebody's kid's on the field. Jackson Crosley with a little dinker. Chad makes his best effort there, but you're not going to beat a guy that's got that much body odor trailing behind him.
Yeah.
He's kind of like, for the folks at home that can't quite tell, he's kind of like Pigpen.
Yeah.
Brings up Brett Spencer, could really open things up here.
He wanted it.
Just a bit outside. Here's the pitch from Chad Young, just about inside there. Nothing doing so far. Gotta wonder, there's not much wind today, and I know the more wind, the better for that knuckleball, as we see a foul ball there from Brett. See See if Chad can get in the groove here. Just fluttering it in there.
Looking
Kyle
fast
left.
too. Whips it down the line. That's a fair ball.
Left one up there. And the ball is to the middle of the dirt there, so players have to go back since they were not at least halfway. Brings up power hitter Peter Light to the plate. Let's see if Chad keeps that ball down or hangs another knuckler there. Ooh, that one would have been a tough one. That was veering outside there. And a huge,
Peter
massive
Light.
drive, but foul. How did that not
tree.
hit? How did that not hit the closer tree there? That was a bomb. Wisely leaves that one inside. Oh, foul ball right past us here.
Peter can get a hold of one here. This should really run away with the game here.
Oh, he flares it to left. BK, you think would have had that, but it hit the tree, so automatic foul
Brewer,
ball.
get behind the fence.
And that dad yelling at his son is brought to you by Johnny Pops. We scare because we care. Oh, wow.
Wow.
Leaves it outside.
John Light singing a song.
Ooh, that thing knuckled. I heard it hit something. I heard it hit something,
What
and that's a strikeout.
pitch.
What a nasty, nasty pitch. That strikeout, of course, is brought to you by Suede Cannabis Dispensary. Man, I bet Chad's feeling really high after that nice strikeout there.
What do you mean?
It just came to me.
Did you see that quote?
Nice pitch taken there by Sam Skibby.
We got 4 to 1, 3 to 1.
need to take them
3-1 here. Sam Skibby at the plate. I don't know if we mentioned this yet, but he led the Orioles in every statistical category last year, and he's looking to do it again. Might be tough though. This team is poised, and they've got a lot of leaders on this team.
The 43-year-old is slowing down, so
43-year-old is slowing down. Sam swings at a pitch that would have been inside, but he's protecting against the first pitch strike rule. Not a bad idea. And here's the pitch from Chad Young, and he leaves it inside. Not much of a knuckle on that one. Here's the pitch, leaves it inside again.
let me ask you, Spencer, where do you think the inspiration for the Rockies jerseys came from? I'll tell you what I think. I think one half of the jersey is one half of Blake's mind, and the other half is the other half of his mind.
Tell us more about those two sides of the mind.
One side is kind of just a blank space, and the other side is just,
Worried about bells and whistles?
yeah, it's absolutely
And bugs.
frantic. It's got to be a fun place.
Another walk there from Chad Young, not helping himself. Run scores. We have 4-1 in the second inning here. Jackson Crosley.
But you can't eat 5.
Who they call this man Ogre Oder McGee.
Yeah, unfortunately, I have moved within a 3-minute walk of Jackson, and at first I thought it was just the sewers in our neighborhood, but I'm starting to realize it's just coming from his house.
Yeah. You'd think that the smell would translate to his play, but, you know, he's hit or miss. Sometimes there's been some times where, like, he's won games for his team, and there's been other times where he's lost the game for his team because he hung a curveball to me and I ended the game on a home run. So that has happened. You never know what you're going to get from him.
Yeah.
Pitch from Chad.
Was that 59 or 55?
It was hot. Oh, trying to change things up a little bit. Oh, a nice knuckler there from Chad Young. Really, really tough to hit. Leaves that one inside. We got a full count here. We've had a couple of home runs in this game. Let's see if Jackson can add to his tally from the first inning here. Leaves it inside and strike 3 looking.
Wow.
Another donation from Suede
Wow.
Cannabis Dispensary, and Chad Young gets out of that inning the hard way, loading him up and then striking him out.
Stunk him out of there.
You know, I mentioned we've had some home runs in this game, and I just want to give a huge thank you to Johnny Pops and Logex for sponsoring our Home Run Derby and Monday afternoon barbecue. Johnny Pops, our go-to favorite for a sweet treat when you can taste the difference with real ingredients and a burst of flavor. Johnny Pops, a better pop for a better world.
I just bought some red, white, and blue Johnny Pops the other week. Delicious.
So good, and you know, we all need some more pops in this world. You know, we need some good guidance. Man, this field looks great today, doesn't it, Jim?
It looks fantastic. Grass is green, luscious.
We got the circle cut in the grass, kind of like making it look like a target. We got the beautiful wooden fence. It's a new addition in recent years.
Yep.
Down the right field line. And you'll notice in center field, there's no longer the leaning tower of pine.
No. Peter Light actually pushed it over.
Peter Light.
Oh,
a huge drive to center field. BK hits
Team on the
it.
board.
And that ball is gone.
Oh, wow. And the fans clapping for Brett Spencer being pulled. And not any kind of appreciation clapping, just a thank gosh, get this guy out of here.
Just click Jackson.
You get it?
I think so.
That was
I'm about to grab my can of Axe body spray out of the car and bring it to the mound.
Every time Jackson lifts his arm to pitch, we get a waft of odor, and it's just really disturbing. Now, while Jackson Crosley is warming up, it is important for everyone to know he was a horse for this team last year. Pitched over 20 innings, had a 6 ERA, which was good enough for 6th in the league. With, you know, a league of, 20, 25 pitchers. That's pretty good, top half there. And he's going to come in and see if he can really take a hold of this game. We got a 4-2 game, top of the third, with Blake Spencer at the plate. And the first pitch is drilled right off the top of the fence by Blake Spencer. That's a good sign for the rest of the Rockies as they get started here for Scott Summerfield.
Scotty Boy is due for a big hit here.
Now, the Rockies aren't really watching the radar gun. You got to wonder if they're...
Knuckles one off, stays.
And it stays fair. Stays fair, and Scott gets on the old-fashioned way. A little small ball.
Yeah, little whitey ball there.
Little whitey ball. That's what I was looking for. Now, this field, like we said, is looking great. You know, next weekend we'll be playing our famous wiffle ball weekend where tens and tens of games are played. I don't know the exact number, but it's a lot. Adam North is up here to the plate. And the field's looking great, and it'll look even better next weekend. So we'd like to thank some of the sponsors that made that happen. Spencer Gear, Breckx, and Chill Designs.
Can you turn two?
For their support with field renovations and loyal support of the Skibby Wiffle Ball League throughout the years. An SWBL family-owned company for the entire life of the SWBL and beyond. We have a fielder's choice over at first. Adam North is out. Move both of the runners there.
I got your count, Brian.
Okay.
Move both of the runners there. And BK's up, hits it right to Peter, grounds out, and they score no runs. I'm sorry. Did you hit out?
Do I have to go cancel in play?
Who was the other run? Oh, sorry.
There it is. Okay.
And then,
7.
all right, that ends the top of the third, and the Rockies get one. The very top from a home run from BK himself.
Makes it 4-2.
They had some guys out there. They were dangerous there for a second. It is 4-2. And we're moving along here, folks. We're well ahead of schedule. This is a pitcher's duel. That's another phrase that the Twins have come up with. They haven't really
Pitcher's duel.
Yeah, pitcher's duel.
Huh.
2 words, pitcher's duel.
Pitcher is duel?
It means they're dueling, like with swords. You know,
Is it a possessive plan?
and a hit to center field. Brett Spencer hits it over Blake's head, and that gives the Orioles their 5th run.
I'm all over the place. I'm still in the wrong Rockies.
Come on, Pete.
2 home runs.
That's like homers.
Adam North got out.
Sam, hold on.
The BK got out.
Chad! Hold on.
I did that, and they just kept asking me what to do.
Thank you very much.
They're doing the work and we're
Hold up.
Okay. Should have been 2 outs, right?
Who hit the ground ball last?
That was BK.
Okay.
Did you get Adam North out?
Yeah, I did the fielder's choice. That's what I was doing.
So how do we switch to the other team? Adam.
So go here. Hold on. So we're back to Adam hitting. Okay, now do fielder's choice. Yeah, 9-1.
9P. You gotta do 9-1.
I'm just trying to get this over with.
Fielder's choice.
Left 9-1. Is what I did.
Right.
So somewhere I messed up something.
Runner from third. He's advanced by
advance,
batter.
yeah.
Advance. Yeah, that's good.
He scored?
No, advanced by batter's going to third. You're good.
Yeah. Advanced by batter.
This one is.
Ground. But
Oh,
It didn't say
it's
Adam
a
North.
ground out. It's not a fielder's choice. That's what it is. You know what I mean? You got about it. I got about
okay.
it first.
Okay, yeah, you're right.
So
it's a
it's
fourth
just a
out.
it's just a
All
ground
right,
out.
Got it.
Ground out.
Ground out. 9-1.
And then everybody else advances to their
okay,
base.
Yeah, that's advance.
And then you have another ground out.
And then ground out to left or to yeah,
Peter 7-1.
7-1. That's what I.
Yeah. Fielder's choice is only
And
for
then
if
Brett
they get a
hit a
second
home
or
run.
third.
Brett hit a home run to center, and Peter hit a home run.
And then he hit a home
Peter
run
hit a home run.
there on the right. There you go. Thanks. We're good now. All right.
And we're back.
Play ball.
Thanks.
2 home runs here to start the inning, and the score is 6-2 with Sam Skibby up at the plate. You like to like their chances right now, just the way that they're seeing the ball. And that one is right over the foul pole for a home run. Sam Skibby adds to the lead here for the Orioles. All right, Jackson Crowsley's up to the plate, the new pitcher. Getting out of the way of the ball because he's afraid of it. Swing and a miss. You could feel that one from back here. That was a big swing and a miss.
Not a loss for words for that swing.
Yeah, that swing was ugly. So was that one.
Yeah.
That was man, 2 ugly swings in a row. You have to wonder if this guy
Holy cow.
has any idea what he's doing at the plate. Oh, strike
Wow.
3.
I mean,
And that strikeout is brought to you by Suede Cannabis Dispensary. Another strikeout for their
I don't-
philanthropy.
I don't think you can find a mirror good enough to show how ugly that swing was.
That would piss me off if someone was doing it to me, but I don't fucking care.
What I say?
No, what I said. Oh my God!
Go.
That ball was crushed, and I don't think it's coming back. Like that mask mandate, it's gone. Peter Light up to the plate. You know, once I said he gained some weight, you can kind of tell in the biceps there. He's
Yeah.
kind of looking a little bulkier, a little beefier. You gotta wonder if it's hurting his swing at all, because he can't really get the bat as close to his chest because his muscles are so big. Oh, that was a tough play to his left there. That was tough. We're gonna see what the scorekeeper says. See what the scorekeeper says on that one.
Single.
Single.
Giving him a single.
Tough play. BK is
Ball
usually a
did take
vacuum over there.
Did take a hop.
Did take a hop on him. Chad Young with the pitch here again, and Sam Skibby swings, but it was hot. So it was 2 balls. Ball. And a drive
Wow,
to
Sam
center
Skibby.
field. That ball is gone.
Sam Skibby also bulking up from 135 to 140 this year.
Yeah, he's looking really thick out there. And a drive to right field by Jackson. He's going too. It's under the fence. He's got to go back. Now, that rule can be questionable because I feel like if it goes into the fence and you're already
Rounding.
like 3/4 of the way there,
Yeah.
you should get the base. If you're not, then, it should just be a gentleman's agreement. But, sometimes this league, we have disagreements.
Yeah, we have more gentlemen's disagreements than gentlemen's agreements.
We
out
do.
here.
We do have gentlemen's disagreements. Gentlemen disagreements are brought to you by Trolley Pub STL. Book your ride today at trolleypub.com/St. Louis and celebrate with your friends, family, and coworkers riding the historic streets of St. Louis. We got 5-0 count here to Brett. He could really open things up. The Orioles have scored 6 runs this inning. One more for a run rule. Foul ball there.
That is
Over the
over
base.
the base for a single.
Big single there, which brings Peter Light up to the plate. Who's it going to be?
Peter Muscle Mass Light.
They may have to test this man for HGH this year. He's just
Yeah.
it kind of came out of nowhere. I know he's been doing the Orange Theory, which has been great. It's been great for him. Not a sponsor.
He's a Orange Theory athlete.
Drive back to Chad. He fields the grounder and ends the inning. The Orioles get 6 runs there. Really adds to their lead. And we've got a score of 10-2 as we head to the top of the 4th inning. Now, what's really stood out to you today so far, Jimmy? Either team, we got a score of 10-2. Orioles doing about what you'd expect. Rockies are one of those teams that you're not quite sure what you're going to get game to game.
Yeah. I really thought I'd see just a little bit more offense here from the Rockies. But they still have time. Could happen. I do think Chad Young, actually, he got himself out of a couple big jams, but the team could not help him, and that's going to... You think he's probably going to ask for a trade here soon.
Yeah, there's time before the season starts where he could still ask for a trade, and you never know.
Yeah.
Rumor mill is always milling.
Yeah. And another thing is, the way Jackson Crossley's been playing, it's a good thing he got his real ID because he's going to be taking a trip to the bench probably next game and won't see the field ever again.
10-2, top of the 4th inning. Rockies need a miracle.
Got old Curly on the mound.
Oh God, you can smell him from here.
Oh,
A little dinker.
small
We call that a little
ball.
dinker, and he
Hey,
gets him at
it's
first
a play.
base. What a play from 2 guys named Sam and Jackson. Jackson is actually French. Did you know that? Jackson.
Yeah, Jackson.
Jackson. Croissant.
Chris.
Swing and a miss from Scott Summerfeld. He's hitting 3rd for the Rockies today. Little hanging curveball there from Jackson Crosley. Let's see if Scott can do something with this next pitch. A little too fast there. A little too fast. It's a setup pitch, Scott. Yep. I tried to warn him. And he gets him looking with the 38-mile-an-hour slow ball.
You might have said that after you threw the ball.
Anytime Jackson, just so everybody knows, anytime Jackson does it to you,
Yeah.
it's coming in slow. Very slow. Imagine trying to hit that pitch. Jackson, I have a lot of bad things to say about him, but one thing he does well is throw the ball really fast.
Yes.
We move to the bottom half of our inning, and that strikeout there again is brought to you by Suede Cannabis Dispensary. Lots of philanthropy today. It's something that we always want to do.
Okay.
And we've got some changes out here on the mound. Scott Summerfeld is moving to right field. Blake Spencer moving to the pitcher's mound. You know, something that's in Blake Spencer this year, and we mentioned this earlier in the telecast. We had the cicada problem last year, and Blake famously is just afraid of anything that moves with wings.
The air.
He's afraid of the air. He's afraid of bells.
He's kind of like Jake Gyllenhaal in Bubble Boy, the old movie.
Exactly. Took the words right out of my mouth. And so if there's any bugs or insects, if you're looking to really get a leg up on the Rockies competition, is maybe get a bag of crickets at the store on the way here. Release them. Put them in his shoes. Anything to really just get on his case is something that will work really well. And the pitch from Blake is crushed but foul down the third base line by Sam Skibby. Oh. Do we have a time limit this game? Because we're overtime. It's actually 39 minutes so far. I lied. Foul ball there from Sam Skibby. A sky-high ball that may keep going, and it does. Sam Skibby with another home run, starting off where he left off last season, leading the team in home runs in this game. You know, he's well on his way to being an all-star, and I'd like to tell you about our all-star game sponsor on Sunday evening of the season. Every game day of the SWBL season, we will crown a player of the day, presented by Andy's Frozen Custard. Andy's, just like wiffle ball, makes it fun to be a kid for a while.
It does. I was fortunate to be the Andy's player of the game last week, and I right away went to Andy's and got myself some custard.
Well, that's really nice. That's
was
really
delicious.
nice. What kind of custard did you get, boy?
I just got a nice little sundae.
Yeah, what was on that Sunday, boy?
Some cherries, some chocolate syrup.
Ooh, yes, he did.
Oh my God. This guy, you know, I saw Brett Spencer trying to give Jackson hitting tips in the dugout, and he really was just hitting him.
Yeah.
Because of how bad he is.
Yeah. He was just giving Jackson a big old spanking.
Yeah.
Bad boy. And he rips it down the line right
he
where
spanked that one down the line.
he spanked. He's going for two. He's got to get there. And he's safe. He's safe because the tag was late. It's almost like Scott Summerfeld has not played in 11 years.
Yeah. Did he play D1 baseball? Is that...
He played Division I baseball, but they don't peg. Or maybe they do peg at the zoo. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't either.
Maybe they peg.
I think that.
Is that a baseball thing? I don't know. Initiation, whatever. All right, Brett Spencer's up to the plate.
Hazing, I think, is what
Hazing, yes. We're talking about throwing wiffle balls at people, not anything else.
Yeah.
You know, 6-0 count. You'd like to think that Blake is going to strike his brother out here. We'll see if he can do his worst. And a pitch comes in.
Oh.
Did he go?
No,
he
he
did
did.
go. He calls it on himself. Was that a pity call? Does he actually believe it? Oh, another pitch just misses outside. Here's the pitch, and he leaves it inside. And a walk for Brett Spencer. You have to wonder if he's really just trying to pass the baton to
knock on the door. Just tell her to knock on the door.
his pal Peter here. Rockies are 0-3 lifetime against the Orioles. Never have beat the Orioles. You'd like to say they have their number. Rockies have missed playoffs 2 out of the last 3 years. It's a team that's in transition, really trying to start off their season strong, but it's just not quite working for them yet here today. Another pitch that hits Peter there.
It's 2 balls if you get hit, right?
Here comes the pitch from Blake. A lobber and a crusher. Peter Light, 3 RBIs there on the smack-a-doodle-doo. And this game is starting to get out of hand.
Yes, it is. It is 14-2 in the bottom of the
Ball game. Score of 14-2. The Orioles take it from the Rockies, ending because of a mercy. 12 runs after 4. And one team's going home happy, starting the season off hot on a high note, and the other team is going home sad. Jimmy,
As they deserve. Yes.
who would you vote? We're not the official spokespeople here, but who would you vote as your player of the game? The Orioles had tons of good players here. Sam Skibby, 3 home runs himself. Jackson pitched great. Every player, I think, hit a home run. Who would you go with for your vote? Obviously unofficial, just discussion.
I think I'm going to go with my brother-in-law with no bias here, Peter Light. I think
Peter
he just
Light.
stepped up, hit that big last home run to really secure the lead. And also, I think his son would love a free ice cream today.
That's probably true. I'm gonna go with Brett Spencer as my Andy's frozen custard player of the day. He pitched 4 innings, 2 runs allowed. Shut down this veteran Rockies lineup. I know they had some fill-ins today, but he really, we didn't need anything else to happen except for 3 runs. And without him, you have to really wonder how this game would have turned out. So I'm going with Brett Spencer. And, we're getting official word in from the commissioner himself. And the winner of the Andy's Frozen Custard player of the day, player of the game, player of Sunday as a whole, Brett Andrew Spencer. Congratulations, Brett Spencer. Hey, guys, we're just rolling here. Brett Andrew Spencer, we call him Bass. We call him Bass. And again, we'd like to thank Four Hands for sponsoring that for us. If you're ever in the area in Kirkwood or Chesterfield Valley, check them out at their new locations at both those location cities, areas. Four Hands Brewing Company, ales without borders. We have Memorial Day weekend coming to you guys in 5 days. First games start on Friday afternoon. Playing a little work hooky there at 4 o'clock. Come to the Blur. Participate in the festivities. Again, season 23. It's special, just like MJ. And